Today I have some objects for a traditional object lesson. But once you know what these objects are, you're going to be glad I'm not actually with you today. I am thinking of objects that remind me of my mother. I call them little memory boxes. Aw. What do you think they're going to be? Flowers? A hairbrush? An apple pie? No, not my mom. The first object I think of is isopods. Potato bugs, pill bugs, wood louse. It goes by many names, but I know it by the scientific name because my mom was a scientist. Growing up, we would go for hikes in the woods, and she would crouch down, flip over a log or a rock, and snatch up as many isopods as she could. She kept a terrarium of them in our living room. I'm not sure why. She had science reasons. In the same vein, another object that reminds me of my mom is tarantulas. She had one of those too. Still has it. It's lived for years. I also think of tea. My mom's British, enough said. And I think of cacti. My mom's a very skilled gardener. At one point, she operated a little greenhouse on top of the roof of the university, and it was filled with different cacti. Now, whenever I see a cactus or a tarantula, isopods, or a cup of tea, I think of my mom. And you never know when you might bump into an isopod. I found one in the office just today. And to me, it's like my mom is waving hello with all its tiny little legs. What objects make you think of your mom? If we have kids with us this Sunday, I'm sure people would love to know what you're thinking of right as soon as this video is done. So start thinking of it now, and we'll ask you in a minute. For the adults, what triggers a memory of your mom's? We all have something, don't we? And it can hit you at surprising moments. You're going about your day, and suddenly you smell a perfume that reminds you of her. Or maybe there's a song or a place or the idiosyncratic way you move your own hands. A little gesture or laugh could trigger that memory, and it brings with it all the feelings of home and childhood. I hope those are always happy feelings for you. Whenever someone has an important role in our lives, they leave behind these objects and unexpected triggers that remind us of them. When grief is at its heaviest, sometimes those triggers snap at us like a trap, but hopefully over time, it becomes more like a treasure box, a pleasant surprise. Happy reminders of people who have loved you in the past. That's lovely, but you know what? Just as they left surprise treasure boxes of memories for you, you're doing the same thing right now for others. There are things you are doing in your life that are creating an impression on people you love. Maybe it's the clothes you wear, or the things you cook, or the shows you watch. People right now bump into these objects, and suddenly your picture pops up in their mind. Someone could be thinking of you even as we speak. That is powerful. You have a bigger influence than you realize. And as a Christian, that comes with a responsibility. You are known as a follower of Christ. And when someone triggers a memory of you when they think of you, they are also thinking about you as a Christian. You represent the church to them, Christ to them. Years and years from now, they will stumble upon some random object, maybe a bug or a cactus, and they will think of you, and they will think of Christ in you. At every moment, you are the living embodiment of Christ to others, and the memory of you will continue to impact others long after you're gone. Whoa, that is big, isn't it? This is how you evangelize. This is how God changes lives through you. Not necessarily by the things you've said, but by who you are. So be Christ to others. Be a person of love. Be remembered as someone who cared. And then those memory treasure boxes you leave behind will be moments of surprising joy for the people you love. But back to the kids, share now what reminds you of your mom. And then we're going to say the Lord's Prayer all together.